Welcome back, everybody. Here we are again for another update on progress for my plants in the greenhouse, which probably most of this video will be from inside the greenhouse because it is raining outside. It's been raining for the last 2 days, basically. It was quiet this morning, but the rain just picked up within the last half hour or so. So it's about 40 degrees outside. It's been really cold here. It's Sunday of Memorial Day, so not an ideal weather weekend for Memorial Day, but that's alright. At least I have all this nice fun stuff to play with inside and stay dry. Like I said, it's about 40 degrees outside, and look what I have going in the greenhouse. Charlie, thank you. These are coming in very handy. I have this one going, and I have the other one going. It was down to about 56 degrees in the greenhouse when I came in this afternoon. No sun today, so no heat from radiation. And it's about 61 in here now. So these two little units have raised the temperature about 5 degrees already. So Charlie, thank you. These things have been a lifesaver on a day like today where I want to be out here, but it's cold and raw and yucky. So just trying to keep not only my plants warm, but myself warm while I'm trying to work in here. So I went out today and I picked up some of these little 72 unit cell pack planters. And I know it's probably late and to start, but I want to try my own seeds, my own onion seeds. So I picked up a couple different types of onion seed that I'm going to try. I've seen a couple people try them in videos, and I've never been brave enough to start onions from seeds. I've always gotten bulbs, and I actually do have some bulbs started, so I'll show you those in a little bit. But for right now, that's what I'm going to work on. So here we go. Oh, I can see I'm already going to make a mess of myself, and that's alright. This is all an experiment, just like everything else I've been doing with this garden. But like I said, it's a greenhouse. It's going to be messy, and it's fine. It's alright. Sticks. Get this in here. And see what we can grow. Boy, that rain sound is relaxing though. Very nice. Trust me, I'd rather be working in the garden, but you know, I'll take what the weather gives me. I actually do have some stuff that I planted in the garden, and hopefully the rain lets up enough that I can go out and just show you the few things that I got planted. I did start some seeds in the garden. I did some corn and I did some peas, and I made a little pole climber for my peas so they have somewhere to go. Always struggled with that, trying to find something good for my peas to climb up, and I do have limited space in my vegetable garden, which I know by all the stuff I planted in these seed containers you probably wouldn't think that, so but I do. I have a small garden. I guess I just think bigger than the space I have, but that's alright. I have fun with it. I'm experimenting. You know, some stuff works, some stuff doesn't work, so I'm just trying things out. So we got this ready to go, so I'm going to get some seeds planted. We got all the onions planted or seeded, so we're good. It came with this little hood, so I'm going to put that on, and we're going to put it over here on the shelf and see what we can get out of it. Wow, these heaters are throwing some really nice heat right now. I put one on each end so like I said, not only my plants can stay warm, I can stay warm while I'm working in here. But I did get my little brackets in for my bottom shelf that I talked about in the last video. So Shane did that for me during the week this week. So I've got some radishes planted here. I just planted these radishes, I think, I don't know, maybe Tuesday afternoon. It was fairly recent, and they're already sprouting. So that container is radishes. This container is white onions, and this container over here is red onions. So just trying to use these pots for some stuff that, you know, needs some deeper spaces. And so far so good. Like I said, I really like that I have the ability to put these little planters up on these shelves when I need to. I did a lot of separating this week. I had some cucumbers that there were 2 seeds coming up, or 2 little seedlings coming up in a pot. So I fixed those and got them transplanted. So some of these single cucumbers are ones I had spread out this week. My flowers are actually really coming in nicely. My zinnias are coming in nicely. So I did buy a planter, not a planter, a hanging pot. So my goal is to put my zinnias and some marigolds and some cosmos in a nice hanging basket. I got 2 of those. But like I said, all the tomatoes are all separated now. These little guys are all basil. So I got a bunch of basil that I transplanted. Where are my other herbs? Oh, some marjoram. Yeah. They're a little feeble, but experiment. And some thyme over here. I got that put into a bigger pot. My sunflowers down here are getting really tall. So I have a spot I'm gonna put those. My phlox is starting to come up. It's kind of funny. It almost feels like it's raining in here. There's so much condensation from it being so warm in here and so cold outside that it almost kind of rains in here from the condensation that's built up, which is actually kind of funny because it almost waters my plants. The condensation falls off, and you know, I came to water my plants last night and they actually had some pretty good moisture in them, so they really didn't need a lot. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but these tomatoes over here are probably going to be what goes into the garden. I've got a nice big cherry tomato, some brandywines, some pink hybrids, 4th of July's, those druzba, however you pronounce those. I've got a couple of those. So just because our overnight temperatures have still been a little sketchy, like down into the low 40s. I think this morning when I got up it was 41. Just because our overnight temperatures have been kind of low, I'm still a little hesitant to put those out there. You know, I didn't want to put in all this work for the last couple of months and, you know, have them not make it. So hopefully this cold spell will end this week, which I think after tomorrow, Memorial Day, it's supposed to be much better. And of course, Tuesday, when everybody has to go back to work, is when the weather will get nice. Not always the way. So hopefully after that, it'll be warm enough overnight. I know I'm probably being picky because I know getting down to the 40s, it's not going to be a frost, but like I said, to wait another couple days, it's worth it to me. So I'll do that this week once we finally get out of this cold snap. But that's what I wanted to do today. Like I said, just get some onions planted from seeds. See if I can, you know, do anything with that. Never done that before. I've always bought bulbs, so who knows? Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't work. I don't know. So we'll figure it out. But if the rain lets up, I'm going to head out to the garden to show you what I planted out there, where it seems like we're in the middle of a good downpour right now. But I could always go get my umbrella too, so maybe I'll do that. I'll grab the umbrella, and there's not too much in the garden anyways, so it won't take too long, but I'd like to show you what I got planted in there. And hopefully next week's video will be a little bit better weather, but let me grab my umbrella and we'll head out into the garden. The elements to come back out. It's pouring still, but I wanted to show you what I did this week. These big pots that I have here, I think I have 6 or 7 of them. I'm going to use those this week when the weather gets nicer to put some of my tomatoes in. Obviously some of the tomatoes are going to go in the garden, but for some of the other ones I'm going to put them in pots and just try to have as many tomatoes as I can so we can make a big batch of sauce in the fall time. So that's a project for this week. But as far as what got planted in the garden this week, my nice new door, I did some peas in here, and one little pea is starting to come up, just one. But like I said, I just planted them this week. I've never done them with these poles before to grow, so hopefully I can train them to go up. So I always have a hard time figuring out how to get them to climb or what to get them to climb on. I did a summer squash here, winter squash here. Hopefully, planting them this far apart, they have plenty of room. So I did that. These little rows here, that's my corn that I did from seed. So I did twice the amount of corn that I did last year. Seeing that it grows so good, I decided to double it up. And with having the greenhouse too, I have a little more space in here. So that was another reason why. I've got my red peppers and green peppers here. Still have more of those in the greenhouse, so I might bring out a couple more as they get a little bigger and put those in the garden. These are my green beans, which is a different type of green bean I tried. These were all from seeds. I think it said they were a stringless pod, which I kind of liked. So I'm going to try that. So those are all green beans, and where those 2 little bamboo stakes are, I have some garlic bulbs planted in the ground that I did this week too. So that was everything that I got in the garden this week. I will put some tomatoes in once I feel safe with the weather, and those will grow here. We built that tomato trellis, I think 2 years ago, and I love it. It's awesome for the tomatoes. You just string them up and they grow straight. I keep them pruned, which is something I learned how to do, and it really makes a huge difference. Having them climb straight up, they stay strong, they don't flop over, I don't have to deal with cages, and keeping them pruned really helps. I had a lot of tomatoes last year from seeds again, so I was happy about that. So hopefully this year I can have the same success. But unfortunately it's a very yucky, rainy Memorial Day weekend. I know we need the rain, but it would have been nice if it was a beautiful weekend for everybody. But hopefully you found something to keep you busy, whether it's gardening or whatever you enjoy to do, or even if you do get outside, it's all right. I just bundled up a little bit. So thank you for watching as always. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, they're all welcome below. Feel free to drop a like, or just like I said, say hello, and if you can click that subscribe button, I will appreciate it, and we will see you next time. Thank you.